would never be nobody doing it better. There would never be nobody doing it better.
Georgie, thanks for joining us. I've got to say, I was here last time before the first Devin Haney fight, and there's a distinct difference in your energy this time. Can you feel that yourself?
Yeah, it's. I'm back to the underdog. I'm back to the position where it's very familiar for myself. You know, I'm able to train in peace, put in the work, and continue to become a better fighter. And that's what happens after your losses. You go into places where you come out a better fighter. And that's how I feel. I'm very, very focused, very relaxed, and you know, this is a two-part fight.
Yeah.
You got me the first time. Congrats, champ.
Yep.
Now I'll see you again.
All right, so let's go back to that fight, which I watched with my whole family, the fight against Lopez, where you fought, and is one of the greatest wins by an Australian boxer in history, and that can never be disputed. It's not disputed. For the Haney fight, that was a relatively short turnaround. Was it hard to get up in that short turnaround? Did you feel motivated straight away?
No, always motivated. You know, for me, I chased the biggest names. You know, I wanted the Lomachenko, the Haneys, because that's the kind of fighter I am. You know, people will say things that, oh, he's shot now, he's done, whatever, after one loss, but you know, I could have sucked this on for a long time, fought whoever I wanted, cherry-picked, but I could never do that. And that's why with a rematch, jump straight back into it. Now, did I focus more on my brand? Maybe yes. Maybe I got too, you know, focused on the hype and the brand and making a successful event instead of worrying about what got me there. You know, that Lopez lead-up, that Selby, that Bay lead-up, the hard work, you know, where there was no distractions, no noise. So
And
you live and you learn.
Talking about that, which was my next question, the hype surrounding this fight because of what you achieved in Melbourne last time was so profuse. It was everywhere. Now, that level of hype, was it uncomfortable?
No, never uncomfortable, but it becomes distracting because you focus on your brand, you know, and there's a lot of commitments as a champion. And again, I'm not a champion who's quiet, you know. Maybe now I've been a lot more quiet and reserved and, you know, just patiently waiting for my time on October 16th, but, you know, I am outspoken, I am charismatic, and that's what drove, you know, such a big event to do such big numbers.
It was massive, yeah.
By myself. He did not play a part in, except for his name as Haney coming into fight, but he did not play a part in the lead-up. He did not play a part in building this fight. I had to do it. But, you know, like I said, you live and you learn, you come back a better fighter, and my mindset now is, you know, yes, he won. It's what he did. It's what you do now. This is what matters. It's a two-part fight.
You're in the hottest division in boxing, the lightweight division. Do you feel like a little bit of a forgotten man now after losing that fight? And does that spur you on to be, for this fight, to be back at the top of that list? Because it is the hottest list in world boxing. Is that a motivating factor as well, Georgie? Yeah,
it is. Look, for me, it's the way I look at it is, you know, I take, you know, basketball for, you know, Michael Jordan. He's playing in the finals. You know, it's a series. You know, you win the first game. You know, you lose the second game, lose the third game, come back, fourth, fifth, wrap up the series. Who remembers, you know, who won at the end? And this is what it is. Yes, I was 36 minutes, got to the top, beat Lopez. 36 minutes later in the ring, I lost it all. You know, 36 minutes or less, I got it all back. I'm back at the top. So
there is an opportunity for all those fighters to have an easy run, to fight some fighters who are less formidable. They can build their bank balance. They can let the big fights marinate down the track. You could have waited for Haney, you could have waited for a rematch with Lopez and fought a couple of people here and still probably packed out a stadium because it's George Kambosos, the undisputed lightweight champion of the world. But you didn't do that. Is there any regret?
No, never any regrets. You know, for me, I look at myself in the mirror and I say, you know what, no matter what, I took the hardest challenge. And I took the hardest challenge my whole career. So I was never going to change when I become champion.
There are fights down the track, like I said, maybe a rematch with Lopez, there's Garcia, there's Tanker. All those guys are there. After this fight, how long do you have left, Georgie? And are those guys in your sight as well.
Yeah, look, I want to fight, continue fighting the best of the best. You know, I'm in my prime now. I'm 29 and, you know, get back on top. That's the most important thing. I know his mindset now is got all these different fighters. And I kind of fell into that trap the first fight. They'll ask me about all these different other fighters. Who I'm going to fight next? I'm fighting Devin Haney. That's the most important thing. When I'm victorious, God willing, then we will analyse and look at, you know, all options. But for now, there's only one man in my sights. How
is this fight different? Now, obviously, you're going to say you're going to win, but how does this unfold over this fight? How is it different? How do you see it changing?
Look, I'm not going to give away anything, but the Emperor is dead, Ferocious is back. That's what it is.
Well, all the best, Georgie. Thanks for joining us, mate.
Thanks so much.
And you're a legend, buddy.
Appreciate it.
All the
Thank
best,
you.
buddy.